Hello and welcome, and it's Monday, it's 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's 4 p.m. here in the UK, and this is video streaming advice with Stephen Healy and David Vaughan. But for the moment, it's with Stephen Healy. I think I know where David is, and he should be joining us shortly. Just whilst I'm waiting, there is a show tonight which you can take a look at, and I'm going to swap over here. The show is at 7 p.m. tonight, and it's the Talkinator, and he will be chatting with Moira Mackay, who's a Reiki practitioner, and I'm looking forward to producing that show. I won't be on it too much. It'll be Peter and Moira, and live from Aberdeen at 7 p.m. tonight. If you are in the room, just say hello. Thank you, Jenny. I've just had confirmation that David is on his way, and I'll just busk it until he arrives. So that's with Peter. Hello, Tish. And hello, Corinda, watching on Apple TV. You'll have to tell me how you've been doing that afterwards. Because I'm on TV. This is, well, do I have to guess, Jenny, where David's been or where he is at the moment? I can take a flying guess at where David is today by bringing up this, which David and I will undoubtedly talk about during the show. Okay, so I'm going to take that off screen and invite David to join me. And we'll come back to that in a minute. So let's clear the decks and change the layout so that that goes off the screen and David is here. And good afternoon, David. Good day.
Hello.
Hello. Right. Okay. Well, it's been a WeKiki weekend.
It has been a WeKiki weekend. It has. And I was just on WeKiki for, oh my gosh, over an hour. I think I'm going to be the first person, if Jenny's still here, she'll laugh about this. I'm going to be the first person to sign up for my therapy session on productivity loss.
Well,
being on camera too much.
I blame you not. I mean, the implementation is simple and straightforward, isn't it? But people don't have an idea what we're talking about. So shall we just move up screen for a moment?
Yeah.
And we'll go up there. And if we bring in the graphic, we can explain, because there's no, this is the opening screen for WeKiki. Do you want to talk about it, David?
Sure, I can talk about it. WeKiki is the latest foray of live video platforms. It is a very much WYSIWYG type platform. What you see is what you get. It is the ability to have 4 people on video, up to 4 people on video all at once, equal, squared, and a chat room. And that is all it is. It's very reminiscent of, and I'll go ahead and say,
okay,
what Blab used to be. That's the only time I'm going to say that word. And it's done by Kiki Sher or Shear. I don't know how you say her last name. And I'm going to say that the other person's name is Seo. You spell it S-E-O, and so I'm assuming that
it could be a pseudonym
or the acronym SEO after search engine optimization. However, they may have. I don't know. I'm not one to judge. It's pretty stable. It's brand new. It just came out. The stable release just got released a little after 5 p.m. Eastern yesterday. They've been beta testing. Lots of us got invited into a Facebook group and have helped beta test to find this or that bug, or what does work or doesn't work. Offer some suggestions for what they're worth. It's very colorful. The background will actually change colors for you as you are in a party, is what they're calling them, or a room. And that's pretty much it. Stephen, have you had an opportunity to be on WeKiki yet, or to do a WeKiki?
Yes, I have.
Good.
And I'm impressed by the simplicity of it, because you can't really break anything. You've got to try hard to break it, because you just sign it with Facebook, and you can go start a party. Let's bring up that screen while we look at the system. You have the screen just below David, and there's a plus sign, believe it or not. If you're watching this on your TV like Corinda, then that will be showing in full glory, and you'll be able to see the plus button. You type in a name for your party, and then, as David said, you can have 4 people on screen. Now, the thing that I've got to say, that this has been done on what can best be described as a shoestring.
Yes.
And it's been bootstrapped, and they've taken it from an idea weeks ago and created something that works. And they're going to start scaling it next weekend. Until then, it's, as you said, truly beta, and we've got to sort of live with the beta side of it. But how much did the Unmentionables spend?
I have no idea what they've spent.
No,
There's the server that they're running it off of. I don't know if there are any other costs to it. I know that they had not rendered. They have legal counsel who help them with a lot of verbiage for terms of service, terms and conditions, privacy, I believe. A few things such as that. And Stephen's correct. They've pretty much done this within 60 days. They've pushed out what they pushed out. So there is going to be a supposed premium side of it. That's going to be geared more towards the business aspect. I don't know what that will include or exclude, or what it will give you on the business level, but there is business verbiage throughout their terms and service, and they do ask, if you are using it for business, that you pay them and that you pay it. I don't know what the pricing is going to be. I guess we'll have to see. They just launched a Teespring campaign where you can purchase a WeKiki t-shirt. They don't have them to give out for free. She said she doesn't have blab money. I said the word again.
That's okay.
That was her terms, not mine.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can go to Teespring and purchase a shirt. I'm not really a fan of the design, but that's okay.
I could go with the left-hand design, but not the right-hand design. I should have taken a copy of the designs, because people haven't a clue what we're talking about.
I'm still not sure what OG is standing for. If it's somebody said original gangster.
Okay.
Somebody asked, and it is original gangster is what it stands for.
All right. Okay. And we have a question from Stephanie. Do you want to take it? And
let's see. Can you do Facebook Live from WeKiki? No, there is no push to Facebook Live, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, or anything of that nature. It is at this time, contained system. I don't know if that is something to come, but that is what it is, at least right now.
Yeah, I mean, everything's got to start somewhere. I mean, it is situation with Michelle's asking the question, what are we talking about? And
right now we're talking about WeKiki, which is the latest foray into the live video platform, bringing back a reminiscent older platform that has long since died and gone away, giving you the ability to have 4 people on camera and a chat. The host does have the ability to block individuals. They did add that
Yeah.
from when I first started beta testing Thursday, Friday, whatever it was last week. And it is interesting how you log in with your Facebook account. They did that for a couple of reasons. One, Facebook OAuth or authorization is a little bit more simple than using Twitter authorization. And the other reason was, and I guess I can understand a little, is that they felt using Twitter would the troll factor would increase. One of the things that you do need to keep in touch, especially ladies, is that if you can remember the early days of the platform that shall remain nameless, anyone can join on camera. So make sure that you have your finger ready to X people out and block them, or block them and X them out off camera, whichever way. Just be careful, be cautious, because there are crazy people out there who like to show stuff.
Well, that's the, I mean, it is open. There is going to be a closed version later, but at the moment the rooms are open and public. So if you are, I love the way. Have you read the legal terms on the website?
I did read through the legal terms, and they were very entertaining in the beginning. They got a little bit more serious, a lot more legal jargon towards the middle and end, but the beginning was very entertaining.
But I love that. Don't say anything that you wouldn't like your mum to hear.
Yes,
I think that about sums it up. And we've got comments which I'm not going to put on screen about what's been going on in groups at the moment. It is, as David said, you've got to be hot on the eject button and move people out quickly. And
I will say that doesn't surprise me, Stephanie. I've actually, I guess I've already witnessed it. I was talking this morning and saying that there were people on the platform that shall remain nameless, who I remember and who I didn't miss, and who have come back to life on this platform.
Yeah.
And I have no desire to really be a part of what they are, but that's the magic and beauty of the X. I can leave.
Indeed.
And
you can actually see who set the room up, so that gives you some idea.
It does. It doesn't really tell you. So, I mean, if you don't recognize the avatar of the individual, then there's that. So, I can state that I do have a verified WeKiki checkmark, and if you would like yours too, 1995, and you can get yours as well.
Only 1995, David. It's a steal at that price.
I dropped the price. Dropped the price. 1999 seemed a little expensive for what it was. So I said, you know what? It's a new platform. I'll give everybody a break. 1995. Get yours today.
Right.
One easy payment.
Okay, but it's a brilliant place to have an after show chat, because you can just zoom over there and set the chat up, and that's it. It seems.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It introduces again. It's another option, and if it serves the purpose of what you're trying to do, then use it.
Yeah.
And if it's free, don't bitch. As I've seen, and yes, I am one of the people who has sat there and said, I don't like the colors changing in the background, and I don't. I get used to it. I get to the point, I guess, where I get numb to it, and I kind of ignore it, except when the ultra lime green shows up. If you grew up when I did, there was a show called Kids Incorporated on Nickelodeon, and so it reminds me of people getting slimed every time they said, I don't know. But anyway, it does what it does. I don't know what it's, it's these two people that have taken the task on, provided what they've provided. They've answered what a lot of people said was a problem. They've found they've provided an answer, which was 4 people on screen with a chat. like it used to be on the other platform that shall remain nameless. And if they do other stuff, they do other stuff. There's no screen sharing. There's no clickable links in the chat. I don't know if there's ever going to be. There's no recording, so it's kind of like Instagram Live. It is what it is, and then when it's gone, it's gone. I don't know if any of that stuff's going to change, because a lot of all that takes resources. If you're going to start DVRing any of that type of stuff, then you've got to have a place to be able to store it. You've got to have a way to be able to offer it up for replay or download or any of these other things. They don't have a, there's no extra support staff. There's none of this other type of stuff. And that goes into play with a lot of, Smiletime doesn't have a large staff. BeLive doesn't have a large staff. They don't have Facebook money. But then again, look at what Facebook has provided. And Facebook has Facebook money. And, we were talking about this as well. Still can't do multiple people on a Facebook Live natively. You have to use something third party. Yeah. Will Facebook change that and fix that eventually? Who knows? I don't know. All I know is that they have the money and the resources behind them to be able to hire the people and attain the resources to manage it, and they haven't. So, and Stephen, you probably are playing live on Facebook, because the new Facebook app got released on Apple TV last week, and I have to say it looks really good. I'm not looking at it now, but I haven't had a chance to
have a look at it yet, but I'm going to. I won do you remember a website called Connect.me? You don't have to, but if you do. Connect.me came out 4 years ago with its own website, came out on Facebook, and it was the way to sort of build a public profile which was effectively verified by your peers. And Connect.me had a competition, and I won the Apple TV. So that's how I got my Apple TV, and I can now put it to good use.
There you go.
Facebook,
Periscope, and honestly, the Facebook Lives look better than Periscope, and Periscope's had their app out for a while. Stephanie wants me to mention it is Chrome only. It is desktop only. It does not function off of mobile at all. I've tried. In fact, I had more success in trying to use Chrome on my iPad and get on camera in the beta on Friday. So they've obviously closed some kind of loophole, because it didn't do anything this time.
Right.
I'm sure there probably will be some sort of mobile app that comes out. Leland says that they have lots of plans as the system evolves. And, so there you go. As it go, don't pester the people about when. If you're not paying for it, shut up, use it as it is. And that's not that you can't ask the question, but if 50 million other people have already asked the question, take the response that they got as the actual response that there is. Don't think that you're going to get a different response because of it. And it's, again, so if there's a question that you need to ask the question. Just don't be belligerent about it and badgering them, continuously about, well, when will this happen? Well, when will this happen? Well, go find something that does it now. Yeah. And if there isn't something, go build it. Like Jenny said, they built something. What have you done lately?
Indeed, and kudos to them, and I hope that it is successful. I think it will, because one of the things about creating something like this is creating an atmosphere for 99% of the people.
Yeah.
That we'll accept and build on. And I think that the group on Facebook with over 200 members who already know each other is going to actually build on that.
Lindsay Badger said badgering. She laughed at it. That's right. So don't Lindsay it. See, now you've given me, you opened that door, Lindsay. So now I will no longer use badger or badgering. I will say stop Lindsaying it. It's kind of like we say, don't Gilbert, or you're Gilbertine, right, or something. Which is funny, because how many times have you said, you're Gilbertine, and the other person has no idea what you're talking about because they have no idea who J.S. Gilbert is.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, the chat today is going fast and furious. Smiletime does go to FB Live, Stephanie, and you'll find us on my page at the moment. Okay, and Leland's saying he's having one or two problems. I don't think you're alone, Leland, but it's just beta, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going back through the chat real quick. So Leland said, we found out if you highlight the text in the chat and right-click, you can jump to the link. Yes, you can. So links are not clickable over on WeKiki, but you can highlight and go to them. Thank you very much, Leland, for pointing that out. That was something that I had skipped over. Lindsay Badger loves the color changing, but she knows that people with eyesight issues have trouble. That has been mentioned, and that's something that, I hadn't even thought of. I'm a person aesthetically, I don't like the color changing, but hey, I didn't build it, and so I'll deal with it. And when I have an epileptic seizure, I have an epileptic seizure. Let's see, what else was there? Did you?
Well, thank you for that, Stephanie. We are goodies, and if you're in the UK and you remember the goodies, smart times for everybody. I mean, right? Okay, just a moment. I just want to take a second.
Let me respond real quick to Leland. He said he hadn't had any luck getting in WeKiki at all since last night. Leland, did you clear the cache? Because I was having an issue yesterday getting on the actual platform, and I did not, and I had to clear the cache. So that would be my only suggestion to you. So yeah. Anyway, Stephen, I didn't mean to interrupt. You were saying?
I'm just trying to find. Just a minute. Took a wrong turn.
Watching us on Apple TV.
We've got two people watching us on Apple TV.
I know.
So we it's brilliant.
Jenny, are you able to? And I didn't try this out, so I'll ask Jenny or Karinder or anybody else that's watching us on Apple TV. Were you able to leave your comment watching on Apple TV? Because I didn't test that out. I know there's a way for you to do the emoji like, dislike, blah blah blah. Somebody mentioned me. That is so funny coming from you, David.
That's Krishna. I've decided I'm editing the comments that come on the screen, so don't worry about that. But it is fair. I mean, well, not fair. That's why I didn't show it. Okay, and Lindsay's added an Apple TV to her Christmas list to be able to watch Facebook, and from the people who've been commenting so far, that's a good move. But Christmas is a long way away. If you've got a birthday between now and then.
Krishna, okay. I want to respond to Krishna because she is absolutely correct.
Okay,
I am a person who has asked other platforms tons of questions, and she may even be referring to Huzza when I would sit there and have a list of questions plastered out for the guys when they were doing their open house things. And I still have questions that go, I just try not to ask the same question over and over. I do try and take others' responses. And it's, you know what, I've grown a little bit. We all grow. And we learn. And it's a responsibility of, hey, don't do this, because when you do this, then others will see it as okay to do it. So, and if you see me doing something, call me out. Right. And if I feel justified in justifying my actions, I'll hey.
Okay.
Nothing but love for you.
I'm trying to keep up here. And sorry, wait a minute. That's going to happen sometimes. This is live video. Just a minute.
We need a production assistant.
David knows I'm doing my best. I'm going to put that there. Okay.
Just
right. Now there's a point here which brings into call our technical knowledge, or your technical knowledge, really. Smiletime and Facebook Live are not synchronous.
That is correct.
And why?
That is absolutely correct. So it is due to the fact of how Smiletime incorporates everything together.
Yep.
And the fact that what they are only pushing to Facebook is the actual video itself, and whatever happens to be on stage or on screen, however you want to say it. So the API is grabbing the video and it's getting pushed out to Facebook. And so it's actually getting to Facebook faster than what you are seeing here. And that is because of the chat that's going on, the chat spotlight that they are putting together down at the bottom, and the stuff going up on screen and all that type of stuff. So you are absolutely correct in your observation of the fact that it will, and that's going to be true for any of the platforms that do it, is that, or anytime you push something through API, usually you're only pushing one portion, and so it's easier to get that out. And Facebook's just taking it in as a video and posting it up. So yeah, that's why. In Smiletime, you are actually getting, and this is a WebRTC thing.
Yep.
So with WebRTC, when you have multiple people on camera, you are no longer getting one video stream. So with you watching here in Smiletime, you are actually, if there's two of us on screen, you're actually getting two videos. You're getting Steven's and you're getting mine. Plus you're getting the chat, plus you're getting the spotlight. And again, when it's getting pushed out to Facebook Live, everything's stitched together and then just shoved up as one single video. And that is also one of the reasons that a lot of people will have issues as more and more people come on camera, because your bandwidth, maybe you're not paying for the highest bandwidth, or your service provider doesn't have really the best bandwidth coming to you, or you've got an older router and newer equipment. And I've actually got a document that I did to help with some router suggestions to help provide better coverage and live streaming and bandwidth usage and all that type of stuff in your house. So there's a lot of stuff in it. And if you might recall, I don't know if you were on Huzza.
Yes.
But Huzza was a platform that introduced more than 4 people on screen, which was something a lot of people liked. But what a lot of people all of a sudden discovered was, as soon as that 5th person started coming on camera, then all of a sudden they couldn't, everything froze up, and they had to shut down the Chrome browser and bring it back up. And it's because of those reasons, because now they're getting 5 video streams. And so a lot of times what you're receiving is not an HD picture. And that's because HD takes more bandwidth than 360p or whatever. They just stitch things together. So Jenny says questions are different from demands. Yeah, they are.
No, that's working here. Right, okay. If anybody is on Facebook, as you can see, we can feature your comments. It's free publicity. We'll bring the comments up on screen, and they appear in the recording too. So if you've got any questions of David and I, then please make them. If you are in the room, right, okay, and Leland has fixed his refresh. That was interesting. Leland's fixed his refresh. If you are in the room and like to join David and I on camera, then just say yes.
Come on
in the Express Yourself box, and you can join us.
Absolutely. This is more geared towards you. So if you've got questions or anything that you would like to know.
Yep. This is networking. Right. Okay.
Wow, Jenny, that is I need to be sitting further away from the camera. Jenny just sent me a screenshot of you and I on television, and I was
right, okay,
in your face.
Right, okay, and I did this in turn. Thank you. I'll look at a picture afterwards. It's probably best doing it that way, given David's reaction. All right, okay, Nazim, understood. And a question from Eileen.
Is the app working okay now? Eileen, are you referring to the Smiletime app?
I think so.
And if you were referring to the Smiletime app, are you referring to the beta, or are you referring to the non-beta Smiletime app? And Nazim, I'm assuming that you're still not getting anything done since you're watching us. Thanks a lot for joining, Nazim. We appreciate it. And Eileen saying yes, but she's going to catch up with what else she is referring to, whether it's the beta. Okay.
Okay.
The beta has not had an update. It is functioning. I haven't used it in probably a week, and I think it was more because of my phone. They were supposed to push an update on Friday, is what we were told, but that was tentative. It did not get pushed out Friday, so I have no idea when we're going to be receiving it. But there is a Smiletime office hours that actually happens, or should happen, at noon Eastern, which is in 30 minutes, directly after the show, and you can pop in there and say hello. If you would like to test the beta, I believe they are still taking people in for beta testing of the mobile app for Smiletime. You can send an email to creators@smiletime.com and express your interest, and one of their lovely staff will get back in touch with you.
Wonderful.
Yes, 4 people can be on Smiletime, Lindsay.
Yep, and it will go through to FB Live with 4 people on.
It will. It is not 4 equal squares, as you but they don't do it that way, at least at this time. They have taken the request under consideration, and we will see it whenever we see it.
We can do various stage layouts. There are 4 in actual fact now. I'll just cycle through them in a minute. But before I forget, I would just like to give a shout out to Smiletime themselves. And this is Matt, and Matt broadcasts on behalf of Smiletime along with Alex and Allegra and Richard, and I've forgotten somebody. But they broadcast Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Guru will broadcast, Randall.
Guru, right, okay.
I think that's pretty much everybody.
Right. Last Thursday, we had 4 shows on Smiletime, all of which went without any glitch whatsoever. We were broadcasting for 4 hours on the UK's Don't Stream and Drive Day with Neil and John and myself, joined by a lot of people, and I'd like to thank everybody who took part, and especially Smiletime, as Smiletime worked perfectly on the day. Which it has to be said.
Yeah.
And my fingers are crossed here. Smiletime is now stable. We've been going 33 minutes and no problems. If you would like to join us on camera.
So right, Jenny's got a question.
Jenny's got a question.
I'm gonna let you respond to that first.
Right, okay. Now I'm a bit biased in this because I've got 3 shows which go out regularly every week. Myself and David today, 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's always been 11 a.m. Eastern, apart from when it's not. So we try to do it on Mondays. We try to do it at a fixed time. Across the pond is 12 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. Always has been, always will be, and it's now in season 2. And Blabbing for Britain is show 66 this week, and that's 10 a.m. UK. They are all building audiences, and I think consistency does pay in that respect. It doesn't stop you from doing the odd broadcast at certain times, but if people expect you to be there and you are there, I've got to stress that point, then it can be beneficial to be on at the same time. But I'm all for spontaneity, so that's occasionally why I pop up. Yeah. In fact, just to give you an instance there, I, for the local Wiltshire Business Club, interview the business club members. There are 700 of them, all based in Wiltshire in England. And I go on another channel and interview them one-to-one. But we do it at their convenience, and we send it out to the Facebook group live. So that's not a fixed feast. It's actually at different times of the day. That's my answer. Okay.
I was afraid I was getting ready to run into the issue where I get booted out because I'm started hearing feedback from you, and that's the indicator is that I'm getting.
We okay now?
Huh?
We okay now?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Okay. You want to...
I think they figured out kind of what it was, and they just even it out. But
right.
And nobody else can hear the echo. It was just I think it's just me. My response to that really depends on your goal of the actual, what's the intended goal that you have for what you're doing. I think that what Stephen and I are doing, and I think what Stephen does on the other ones, with the intended goal, it serves a purpose to be consistently there. If you are, our intended purpose is to be able to offer a time for you to know that you can come by and catch us live and ask your questions, and so it's kind of helpful. And then you can join the LVS 17 Facebook group as well if you're not a part of that, and you can certainly get assistance from there. It would be a little bit more difficult for people to be able to rely on, getting answers and catching us if we weren't on a more consistent basis. That being said, I'm of one who has tried various different things, whether it be at a consistent time or not. If it's not offering any kind of benefit, and it's not offering any kind of way to build your business, and it's more just really a distraction, and it's taken away from your productivity, then I think a scheduled time is kind of silly, especially if it's all just randomness anyway, if there's no consistency to it. This particular hour has got a pretty, and we go off topic sometimes, but it's got a pretty defined meaning. In the end, it's all up to the person that's broadcasting. There's no set rule. I guess that's really the thing.
That's right.
And that drives me kind of crazy. It's kind of like somebody sitting there and saying, well, you need to tweet 15 times a day. I know the person that probably came up with that saying, and they just pulled it out of their ass. Because everybody kept saying, how many times a day should I tweet? So they were like, 15. So, there's no... I would be more focused on making sure that what you're doing is providing value, that you're getting value out of it just as your audience is getting value out of it. And the way that you get value is measured in different ways. But I mean, the two numbers in any business, if this is business related, that only matter are subscribers and dollars. Are you able to convert that type of stuff? Use it for the ability for you to be able to engage and interact. Don't treat it as a one-sided. You lose value in that sense when you do that. And
it is.
Those are really.
Yeah, no. I hear what you're saying. I agree with it. Even though I've got 4 regular shows each week. I'm on that much, Leland, that who knows? There's method in my madness, though. I'm actually getting somewhere at last. Right, okay. Just to pull back, Jenny was saying she's got the random approach with Hilda because scheduled times doesn't. It's working around it. And I want to pick up on a point.
Well, and that's a good key point, is that, I did, so I was doing Now What's Next a while back, early last year for a while, which was a show that I was calling. And I stopped doing it. And the reason that I stopped doing it is because, one, I wasn't making any money off of it. It was just something that I wanted to do to try and provide value. But two, it became too much like work. And when it's too much like work and you're not getting any kind of benefit back out of it, like money, it became stressful. And when that happened, it became not fun. And so that I had to quickly realize that I needed to stop. It's kind of like anything that you're doing. If your heart's not in it and you're not gaining some enjoyment out of it by, then stop doing it. People that send out a newsletter simply to send out a newsletter need to stop. If you were sending out tweets or Facebook posts or Instagram posts or uploading videos simply to do it, and there's really no value within it to you and your audience, stop doing it. Don't do it because you think you have to. The only thing you have to do is make sure that your business survives, and the way that you make sure your business survives is by making sure that you're making your clients happy and that they paid their bill. That's it.
Indeed, indeed. Now, there is an approach which I'm just going to move us both over here.
And I agree, Leland.
All right. I just want to bring something in because if I don't, Peter's going to come on camera. Okay, just an advert for a show tonight, which I'm not on. I'm producing the show here on Smiletime, but Peter's talking to Maureen Mackay, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. GMT, and they're talking about Reiki. Now, an interesting thing here, this is by way of an experiment. And to come back to El Serba's point. For the last couple of shows, Peter's been doing quite well tech-wise, and he is brilliant when it comes to chatting and interviewing people. He's got the gift of it. He's got the gift. But he wanted to build an audience, and he wanted to build it quickly, and he wanted people to watch him live. So, having got one decent show under his belt that he could market, he then paid Facebook, which is something that you can do, and he paid the princely sum of £4 or $6, and for his $6, the audience in his next show was double. His live audience and his replay audience were doubled. So I can only say from evidence, and I'll be back again next week possibly to argue with myself, that if you have a good show and you promote it with a link to your next show via Facebook paid, then you can actually build an audience. And tonight's show, which had a trailer we recorded yesterday, we're not promoting to the same extent. So it'll be interesting to see. I changed back the layout so that we are side by side. It'll be interesting to see what the effect is, because Peter did not pay for any promotions this week. When he did, it worked in spades. It doubled his audience, and the video, the show had live viewers commenting and getting involved and asking questions of the person he was interviewing. So it was a very interactive session, and looking forward to the same tonight about Reiki, but it hasn't been promoted to the same extent. So we'll see whether that works or not. So it's one to watch. Right, I've missed a whole host of things that are going through. What's going on? Where are we?
We just had people giving me kudos about some things that I said, and Tish giving us kudos and some others.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Talking about value. Tish, if you miss Coach Jenny as well, you can catch her today at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on WeKiki. She is doing a WeKiki. So you can go catch her there.
Yeah.
And Stephanie says she wants to do that, and I'm not sure which part she wants to do, but promote the show. I think I'm going to guess possibly it's worth a try. If you get one or two good shows that you can promote with a link to your next show, and if you're doing it on your business page, the link will always be the same. Remember that. Then go for it. Go for it. $6, and just see what the result is from doing that. It's worth a try. And Leland made a good point about it. You know, it doesn't bother me if he can have 3 people live and another 300 in replay. Good day. And I agreed with Leland.
Yep.
Right? You know, what do you do when no one shows? Well, with live video being as new as it still is, you always need to plan for the replay. Because you're always going to get more viewers on your replay. And that's one of the great things about doing live videos, that you can come up with stuff and then you can go live about it. And then you may get introduced to other things and bring up other things that you weren't even planning on bringing up. And now you've got extra content that you can push out on other areas and then promote, you know, hey, listen, if you'd like to sit there and catch me live next time, make sure it's here. Make sure you have a call to action. I think one of the key important things is not to have multiple calls to action. So whatever you do, make sure you have one, if possible, or at least one main one, and that you keep talking about it. And also make sure that you talk to your replay viewers and say thanks for watching.
Yep.
So thanks for watching, replay viewers. Get
involved. Network. I mean, we were totally chuffed the other week. Chuffed is an English word which means pleased. When somebody who was watching us on Facebook Live saw the advert for, where shall I go? LVS 17, which is the group that David, John and I run, joined the group and straight away posted the video. Now that's what it's all about. And the more people we can encourage to go live on video in 2017, then it all will be well. Now, there are no...
If you were in other groups and you see other people talking about a platform or have questions that maybe now you have an answer to or something, help them out as well. I was in, so I don't even remember which group it was, but they were talking about Be Live. Person had never heard of it, didn't know what it was, thought it was the neat, really neat, asking questions. And so I offered a couple answers, but I also extended an invitation saying, we've got this Facebook group. We'd love to answer and respond to your questions. You're more than welcome to join us over here. That person joined. And then we got about 6 or 7 other people that joined that were just paying attention to that particular thread. And that's how, things get going. That's how things get grown. Too many people want, if you've never done live video or if you're not doing many live videos, I guess another response back to the consistency question is, I would rather see you consistently go live. I don't care what time it is. I just want you to practice and go live, and get used to it. Get used to talking to the camera. Get used to nobody being in the room and you still going on and talking and not having any issue with it.
In fact, on that point, start with nobody in the room. Yeah. You've got 2 options. You can set your Facebook post to private and have a private replay afterwards.
Yeah.
Or if you want somebody else's opinion and you value their opinion, this is all free. Set up a Facebook group with the 2 of you as members, put it as secret, private, whatever you want, and broadcast directly into the group. That way you can do testing before you actually go out into real world. And we've got a question from Corinda.
And by the way, that's what Stephen did and discovered a platform service that he doesn't like anymore.
We weren't mentioning.
We're not going to mention the name. It's not,
we're not
important. You wouldn't have heard about it. We would use it anyway. So,
well, it's unlikely to enter the sphere that we're in. I think it's got
not as it currently is. No,
it's got a totally different target market, and as we're not mentioning it, that they have seen 1 or 2 and think theirs is better. Unfortunately, they're using Flash. Enough said. And now we have a question from Corinda. Have we tried Blue Jeans?
Yes.
That's good. That's a straight answer. Right. Okay. We do know of a show that goes out on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern, which is the LiveStreaming Insiders show with Krishna Day and Peter Stewart. Not our Peter Stewart, the other Peter Stewart who works for the BBC. And they enjoy the platform and they make great use of it. And they're not the only people broadcasting from Blue Jeans, but Blue Jeans has 2 things which are a bar at the moment. We're on Smiletime. Alex Krukloff has said Smiletime is going to be free for show creators forever. Now, we've got that. He said that several times. We believe it to be totally true. It's not part of their model. Blue Jeans is chargeable. And as we said earlier, you can't guarantee an audience on Facebook. So you're actually paying for something you're not getting any return. So, unless it's part of your business, if you were, right, okay, I'll go out.
Blue Jeans is a video conferencing platform. It has the ability for you to be able to push that video conference live to Facebook. And as Stephen is heading the path down, If that works for you, if that's what you're looking for, and if this is business related and your business can justify spending the funds in order to do that, then by all means do it. But if you're simply looking to try and go live, there are other options that are available that have no cost to them at all.
Yeah.
So
true. There's so many options, really. Should we mention WeKiki again?
No, we don't need to mention WeKiki again. I don't think unless you want to.
We shouldn't really mention BeLive.tv either. I just want to say thank you to them though.
Well, we can mention who we want, and I've seen. I know what you're referring to. It's
well, I just want to give a shout out.
The Smiletime people are well aware.
Yeah. Well, I've got to. Yep. There's just before I was going to come to that because I make a mental note of things we're going to talk about. I'm doing 6 shows this week. 3 of them are on Smiletime and 3 of them are on BeLive.tv. The shows that I'm doing on BeLive.tv, I can't do on Smiletime. I just can't, because they're going into private groups on Facebook.
Yep.
And Smiletime does not go into private groups.
Not yet.
The 3 shows I'm doing on Smiletime this week, I cannot do on BeLive because BeLive is only 2 people. So both platforms have their uses and have their pros and cons, and both are delightfully free to use.
Very well said.
Okay, and a message from John, and just to take that. Do you want to take that? Why, whatever, it's WeKiki, which is named after Kiki.
Whatever doesn't want to play for me. John, I think that you are in the WeKiki group. Have you voiced that concern inside the group? And I know that there's probably a support email that somebody popped up, but I couldn't tell you what it is. I would voice that in the group and say, hey, listen, I haven't been able to get on, and see if they can help you. I don't know. I thought at one time maybe they weren't allowing internationals to come in, but that's not true because Steven says he's been on, and Nazim was on. Sure. He's from Italy, so they just don't like you. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
They're letting Europeans in, which is good. Yeah, I agree with that, Jenny. As I've just explained, it is for that specific purpose. It is brilliant, especially going into groups where Smiletime doesn't reach yet, and BeLive TV doesn't reach to more than 2 seats yet.
And I think I've asked you this, John, but have you cleared your cache?
Yeah,
I know that you had done the restart and stuff, but have you actually cleared the cache? That may be part of the issue.
All right, now, Stephanie, do you want to join us on camera? Because that's a very good question. I'm trying to create a Smiletime channel for my Zumba, and I don't know what to put where. What to put where? But
if you where it says channel name, or what?
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. First bit of information is the name of your channel. We call this LVS 17 because it's the LVS 17 group. Second bit of information is expanded. So we put live video streaming 2017. The next bit is your description, and then under that you can then load graphics which show as your background and which show on the front page of Smiletime. In actual fact, if it's your first look at Smiletime, I'll get an advert in here. I'll make contact with you afterwards and send you a link to my Smiletime course. I'm going to add to that. If anybody wants a link to my Smiletime course, I can send you a free link after the show. And no, okay, well,
and that is one of the things that you actually got brought up yesterday, Stephen. Is that we were laughing, but not laughing at you.
Okay, good. Am I gonna like this?
We were laughing because of WeKiki being out, and we were like, well, it'll only be a few days, and somebody's going to come up with the course of how you can make money. and we started talking about that type of stuff, and you got mentioned in the courses that you do, and we say, yours are an example of what's done well and helps serve a purpose. So, and he's taken the time, and they're aesthetically pleasing, and I think he had to work on his audio in order to be able to upload them, and he got that situated. So he's done very well. So, but yeah, it was funny. We were sitting there laughing, and you did get brought into the mix.
Well, I put it this way. I've got 10 courses now on Smiletime, and they are making money. I can't retire yet, but they are making money. And I learned my craft doing the Smiletime courses. I made all the mistakes you can possibly make. And then I learned to look directly at camera, to speak clearly, to slow down a bit, and to think about what I was going to say. And that led to me being accepted with the mic on Udemy. And I've just done my second course, which is the complete guide to BeLive.tv. And I'm wowed by the fact today that BeLive.tv are promoting the course.
Are they really? Right. Good for you.
Oh, well, just a short graphic then. Just a minute. I knew you'd give me an in at some point. Yes, BeLive.tv want to turn into a pro in live streaming. That's maybe a little bit, but the Udemy course from Stephen Healy, and you can find that on the BeLive.tv. So
good for you.
Yeah, I'm chuffed at that, because it's when you can't ask somebody to do that. This comes back to the whole essence of networking. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, because I'm not the first person to this, and I won't be the last. The reason that we're on here, not necessarily today, but every time that we come on, is to build up a reputation, to get known for helping people. And that's what we've done over this series of we're now, this incredible, this is the 12th one we've done together. We're getting people know that they can ask us a question and get an intelligent answer. And it's building up the reputation in that way. And thank you, Stephanie. That's not going on screen, but oh no, it can't go on the screen. Okay. And
you're on jump.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you.
I think what he was trying to say is toot his own horn.
Right. Okay. Toot his. Only occasionally. You won't find me doing it. Very rarely. Very rarely. Because I just so much enjoy this. And a question coming from Corinda to save my blushes. You should go to trade shows and interview company people and see what product they do. Indeed, and that's basically what we're trying to do with the Wiltshire Business Club. And I'm finding out all sorts of fascinating things. I mean, the show tonight is about Reiki. Tomorrow night's show is about well-being. A whole range of topics. One thing I love is I know nothing about these. I know a little bit more after each show.
Jenny's asking, is anyone using Zoom or Webinar Jam for live streaming to Facebook?
Okay.
I think Zoom just introduced the ability not too long ago, and Webinar Jam does not yet have the ability to stream it to Facebook. That will be coming sometime second quarter, supposedly. That's a development thing. So as soon as you try and nail down a date from a developer, it's not going to go well. But Webinar Jam does allow you to be able to stream live to YouTube. Is the platform that they help use. So Tish says she's in a Zoom every Monday night with an MLM. Jenny, she liked it. Yeah.
Well, I was fortunate you gave me a tour of Webinar Jam, and it's impressive. It does. If you're marketing something, or you're actually reaching out to an existing market, then Webinar Jam, they've got it set up. They've got everything that you need before the webinar, during the webinar, after the webinar, and it meets all the needs of people who are in marketing, or in fact people who are doing online training. So there's a shout out.
It is a very impressive platform. It is very powerful, but again, it's not free.
I know.
And you know, so if it's not something your business can justify by paying for, you know, then you're not at that level yet. So
I'm just going to, if anybody's wondering what we're talking about.
no, I've not been to NAB show or IBC before. NAB was just, if I'm not mistaken, NAB was just real recent though. That was in Florida, I think.
All right. Okay. Okay. And Tish is saying she uses the meeting ID on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And the program that Deb and I have just been talking about is Webinar Jam, and I suggest you do check it out. And if you want a man who knows about Webinar Jam, he's sat next to me. Right. Okay. Now I'm just going to go through the graphics and see if there's anything we might have missed. I think no, we've done well.
And we've come to an hour.
We have. That's timing.
I know.
Incredible.
It was a good Smilecast today. We had good participation.
We did. We'd like to say, quite honestly and straightforward, that we'd like to thank everybody who's been in the room today.
Yeah.
Everybody who's commented on Facebook. And David is going to sing it. Let's wrap it up. I was going to say sing it out, but I'm not with Peter. That's tonight.
Oh, and Peter wasn't here, but I don't want to jinx it. So we do miss Peter. I like Peter. Peter just likes to talk. And so do I. So, you know, and Peter and I bash heads. But thank you once again. Once again, we've come to yet another hour, closing out with helping you with your live video questions. Thank you, everyone that's shown up. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much. If you'd like to join us live, we're here every Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. GMT, as best as we possibly can be. If you would like to keep up and ask questions and stay up to date and interact and network and all that type of stuff with others who are doing live video and may have questions or provide some answers to stuff that you found out and other people may not know yet, please come join us over on Facebook. It's LVS17 as the Facebook group, and we will be sure to review your application, ask for your firstborn and a blood test before we accept you into the group. No, I'm just kidding. Please come join us over there. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. My name's David Vaughn, and this gentleman over here, doggone it, forgot the mirror.
It's okay. I'm Stephen Healy in Wiltshire, England, close to Stonehenge, and this has been a blast. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. We're going over to, where are we going now? 5 minutes. Just if we just sort of spend 5 or 10 minutes on that music.
If you would like to join us over on WeKiki, I'll set that up right now. How about we do that?
Yeah.
No, I don't want the beta. Why are you giving me the beta? Don't give me the beta. I gotta get that out of this. Come over to WeKiki.party and look for LVS After Show, and that's where we'll be. How about that? And
that sounds good to me.
I'll get it set up here in just a momento.
Okay. Bye for now, everybody. Take care. Have a good week.